Hey everybody, today is Wednesday, May 22, 2024, and this is my training vlog. It's day, was 189 of year 3 of Operation Great Reset. Build Back Better, wheelchair road work, and you will have nothing, you will own nothing, and you will be happy. I'm Charles Lanson, your happiness guide. It's great to be with you all today. I'm out here a little bit earlier in the day than usual. What time? It's only about 9:40 right now, a.m. and it is just beautiful. I mean, as you can tell, I actually have a hat on, so it's actually a little bit cool. I think it's supposed to get in the high of 70, yeah, 70, low 70s. Um, and so it was, especially like with old man. I got the old man thin blood, and I've got the old man bald head. Uh, so yeah, I run a little bit cooler, I guess, than a lot of people. But yeah, that's why. Anyway, I was doing my stretches stuff in the garage, my shoulder exercises and stretches that I do to warm up. Do like a little 20-minute routine every day before I start exercising. I didn't start doing that till I got younger. I've been like a workout guy, exercise guy, really since I was a kid. Kind of grew up playing like little league football, so that was kind of I don't know. I guess my parents too were kind of into, they were kind of partiers, but they were also into exercise as well. Uh, you know, always trying to seek that delicate balance, I guess, between construction and destruction. Uh, but anywho, and I inherited a lot of that, I suppose, but I kind of mellowed out on the partying though. Uh, in the last 7 or so years. Oh, so anyway, yeah, I'm operating on an empty stomach right now, so I gotta have me a little shake, a little 30-gram protein shake. Want to do that? I'll be back. I'll be back. Whew. Uh, so, yeah, like I said, kind of training on an empty stomach this morning, so this is not a bad idea sometimes, but depending on your goals for training, but I don't know. For me, it's good for burning fat. Trying to train on an empty stomach, but it's also that's a delicate balance as well, because then you can't really train as well. I mean, I can't. Can't seem to train as well unless I have some gas in the tank, as it were. Anyway, so yeah, again, a little. Since this is a training vlog, a little bit of nutritional information on how I'm training. So, well, might be a good idea to bring a little protein shake out here with me and a banana, just in case. Because I know my body pretty well. I knew I would probably start pooping out, and so I thought it would be nice to bring just a light little something, a light little breakfast. This is a very, I mean, I would recommend these things, especially for older people, because us older folks, we need all the protein. And anybody looking to build muscle, really. But for old people, it's more like, I guess we want to build muscle that we might have lost or coming back from any kind of injury or illness or anything like that. But it's also a great way just to maintain what you have, to keep from, because it's just a fact of life. You lose muscle mass when you grow up, no matter how active and athletic you are. So it's, we have to start supplementing if we want to stay alive. So anyway, yeah, so I'm having this protein shake. It's a chocolate protein shake, and it's just an off-name brand from Walmart. They're not paying me or anything, but these things are really good. I mean, because it's hardly, you could tell, it's not like your regular shake. Usually when you think of a protein shake, you think like a big, huge thing. I like these things because they're really small. You can just suck one down all at once if you want. It only takes like 10 seconds. I mean, but there's 30 grams of protein in there, so. I have noticed though the body can't, just a little nutritional training trip, the body can have sort of a tough time absorbing it. But I mean, if you already have food in your gut, so sometimes it can make you poop a lot, and you'll just end up pooping it all out. I mean, you'll still get some benefit. It's not like you get explosive diarrhea or anything. I'm just saying, if you're already eating, it's just, it will, it'll probably make you poop, and then, but you end up pooping a lot of it out. But you still get a lot of benefit from it. Uh, Unless you take it like with the meal on an empty stomach, like you have that with your meal, um, or like what I'm doing right now, just having this first thing in the morning with my training on a totally empty stomach. If you do that, yeah, your body just absorbs it a lot better, and it doesn't, it doesn't make you poop if you don't really have that much food in your gut. Or if you wait about an hour and a half after you eat, or something like that. But I just like to use them as a light snack, or when I'm taking my other supplements, in pill form. I kind of like mixing the two. I'll use one of these protein shakes to chase those of you who are supplement junkies like me. Uh, yeah, I mean, I take tons of them. And I know I'm not alone. There are a lot of people out there that take like 20 different kinds of supplements out there a day. Just, it gets to be, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. It's not like physically addicted. In a way, maybe it is, because you do get addicted to having good health, but and they do help. I mean, there's a lot of snake oil out there, but I've been I've been doing supplements my whole adult life, so uh, I'm pretty savvy when it comes to that. Getting hustled by snake oil salesmen. I'm a little too street smart for that. Okay, anywho, uh, point being, okay, yeah, so I was gonna have this. Uh, while I was out here, I knew, cause I planned on being out here for a while, cause I knew it was gonna be a super nice day out, and it is. I can take this hat off now, but uh, anyway, got a banana too. So it's a good little light breakfast to have while training. If you're training on an empty stomach, yeah, you always want to bring like a little snack with you just in case. I mean, if you find that you can get through, if you train on an empty stomach, I mean, if you're younger, I found sometimes I would actually have more energy, and if I had like a lot more body fat, I'd have gone through periods like that as well. But um, I found out, yeah, when I was younger, I could train on empty stomach, and it didn't really make. I mean, as long as it was in the morning, it didn't make too much of a difference in my training. If sometimes maybe I would even train better, just because uh, whenever I was younger, like breakfast used to kind of weigh me down and make me sleepy. Uh, so yeah, point being, do what you want, but these are just tips, ladies and gentlemen. This is all part of the package of my training vlog. Okay, but as far as training goes, though, I'm with, very satisfied with some progress I've been making lately. The right shoulder is feeling wonderful. Um, those of you who are first-time viewers might might clarify things to know that I'm coming back from a right shoulder injury. Not exactly sure what it was, but I do have a touch of arthritis and bursitis in there. I'm 55, so it's not too horrible, but it's to be expected for someone who's 55, and I've been in this wheelchair since I was 19, or a wheelchair since I was 19. Not this particular wheelchair, but anyway, I had to stop and get breakfast because I started getting dizzy, and that's not good. Yeah, that's another thing I'm dealing with. Since I gotten older, it's called hypotension. Not hypertension, but hypotension, where I just get super low blood pressure, which I guess, actually had that pretty much my whole adult life, but last couple of years it got pretty bad to where I was, yeah, it was getting really bad. My blood pressure would be like down in the 60s sometimes, 70s and 60s. That upper number, I forgot the name of it. I'm not a doctor I don't know medical jargon very well when it comes to that. But anywho, um, yeah. So I take my medication for it now. It's called Mitodrin. So I have officially become pretty old. On couple different kinds of medication now. Script, that I wasn't on before. I think that's might be what helped me get over my shoulder injury, or at least helped a lot. I take a lot of over-the-counter natural supplements, but the doctor prescribed me a little cycle of oh shoot, it's a steroid. I can't remember the name. Prednisone. Yeah, a little and it wasn't a super strong dose. It was just kind of a little bit of something to like nudge me along in the right direction, and that was kind of what happened. The pain. Oh, I gotta say, man, the pain is like really good today. I mean, it's gone away a lot, and I don't know. I just it was just a little like 15-day prescription, because yeah, it's a steroid. So and he gave me like a lighter dose, just because I've never had this stuff before. So, but just the dose he gave me seemed to help pretty well. Another tip out there. Another training tip. For all you old people, salute. Keep up the good work. Keep training. Keep staying active. Whoa. Okay, anyway, like I was saying earlier, yeah, so I'm satisfied with the progress I've been making. In my workout lately, in my training. I guess I'll come back to that banana later. I think I think I just got enough calories, enough caloric intake. I think. We'll see. I'll try doing a little bit. But anyway, I wanted to show you about, talk about the progress I've been making. In my opinion, are vlog-worthy and blog-worthy. I don't know. Okay, having blood pressure issues. So, nothing major, just a little dizzy. I guess I cursed myself with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some light warm-ups here. Usually this seems to help if I just, for 60 seconds to 2 minutes, if I just take a light little stroll, get the blood pumping a little bit. That usually is a good cure for the low blood pressure too. This is a good way to get the blood flowing. So, okay, well, I'll just keep it rolling. Well, no, yeah, because... Alright, make up your mind, Charles. Maintain an air of professionalism. Okay, so, here we go. I'm going to tell you about the progress I've been making and show you all this beautiful day we've been having. Okay, so gotta get the blood flowing. Come on, blood flow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta admit, I had a gummy about an hour ago. I guess that just occurred to me. That's probably what I'm doing. That's probably where the dizziness is coming from, but... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, alright, I'm a man of many faults, okay? No, but seriously, yeah, these things are excellent for pain. It's just, depending on your body chemistry, if you're an old pothead or whatever, like I am. I mean, I don't smoke or anything anymore. I just eat. I have like one gummy a day, usually. And so I have a lot of. They're really good. I mean, look, I hate to say it. I hate to be a promoter or pusher of weed in any way, but really, I mean, just for medicinal purposes, for just like old people, aches and pains, it really does work well. I mean, for me anyway. So, I mean, because I went through a long period where I didn't smoke. I mean, multiple times throughout my adult life. I smoked a lot of weed throughout the years, but I've gone through, I don't know, a handful of periods where I just kind of quit. I just kind of got burnt out on it, and uh, I just, I've always been kind of an active guy, but despite being in the wheelchair, sometimes it just became a pain in the ass. 'Cause you always got to carry around paraphernalia and bags of weed, and it's kind of a, it's just kind of a pain in the ass to have to carry all that stuff around. It wasn't worth it to me. I mean, like I said, I would just get burnt out on it, and the whole scene, and the people. To be honest, when you're dealing, well, I was gonna say, it was illegal back then. So if you mess with that stuff long enough, you start dealing with some nefarious characters. Okay, let me show you the progress I've been making. I'm gonna stay in the driveway for just a couple laps though, just till this dizziness goes away. I mean, it's like, as you can tell, I mean, obviously it's not too bad because I'm out here doing laps in the driveway, but so yeah, I mean, the weed probably plays a huge factor in that as far as the dizziness goes, but I don't know, I guess it wasn't too wise of me to have a gummy on an empty stomach. But like I said, I'm a seasoned veteran when it comes to weed, so I know a little trick. Well, with this dizziness too, this happens even without the weed, but sometimes. But I just learned, yeah, if I push myself around for about 2 minutes or so, the dizziness goes away. So just gotta get the blood pumping. Woo. Come on, blood, go. So I'll probably be able to stay out here a lot longer today. I was out training yesterday, and it was like, I don't know, low 90s. It's in the low 90s, but I was training on the pavement almost the whole time, so I'm probably dizzy too, just because I'm still relatively on a low or empty stomach, very low carbs. Well, I don't think there's that many carbs in one of those shakes. I'm too late. It's kind of threw it in the trash already, but I think they're very low in carbs. 30 grams of protein. Sometimes, and I was on the keto for probably about a year and a half or something like that. So I'm also very experienced with living just on protein. I mean, I was like on 0 carbs, and I would recommend it if you want to lose body fat. If you're just overweight, just nothing seems to work, because it's very. You might be you might have to spend a little bit more on food, but it's highly effective in my opinion, and it's not that hard to do. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of willpower, because you can always find substitutes for like any of your favorite carb-based food, even sweets and chocolate. They have sweet chocolate flavored keto treats, so if you're just willing to change your shopping habits, and I don't even know, I mean, I'm sure if you're a good enough shopper, you could find a lot of stuff to where, enough alternatives to where it'd probably be about the same price if you're a good enough shopper. So to go totally keto, and I loved it. To be honest, yeah. it was just so effective. I mean, I guess I got up to about above 100, above 200 pounds, which probably doesn't sound like too much for a guy who's 5'11", or I was 5'11" when I had my wreck. Uh, when I when I had my car wreck when I was 19, I guess I probably shrunk since then. I would imagine people tend to shrink when they get older, but point being, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're not really using the lower part of your body, that's a lot, because a lot of that fat ends up just accumulating, like in your belly and your ass and whatever. I got pretty fat. Or not fat. I mean, it's just, and that just makes everything harder though, because then you gotta like start working harder with your arms and chest and stuff. So, point being, yeah, it took away. I mean, it was highly effective. After about a year and a half, I got down to about, I don't know, 170, something like that. It seemed my goal was to get down to 160, and I thought, oh, that's just a totally unreachable goal. But that's my goal, is to get down to 160. I thought that would be like the ideal weight, just for training purposes as well. And so I got down to about the 170s, and I seemed to plateau there, and I was just like, oh, okay. This is after about a year and a half, and then I was like, then I decided to switch back to carbs, because I was kind of pooping out on my training. It seems like I hit a plateau in my training, and so I thought it might be a good idea just to start introducing carbs back into my diet, and that worked out really well, because then I started gaining a lot more energy, and so it gave me a lot more energy for training, which also boosted my muscle mass as well. It really helped me increase muscle mass just because I had the energy to train more. So it all worked out well if you do it. I mean, and then maintain a somewhat reasonable diet after you get off. You start getting back on the carbs. Like now, I have a pretty sensible diet. I try everything I eat. Basically, it's pretty utilitarian. It's for training purposes, I guess. Every now and then, I might have some kind of treat. I don't know. I'm just kind of anal nowadays about my diet. Alright, so I wanted to tell y'all about the progress I've made. So, for those of you who are regular viewers know that I've been just stuck in Mom's driveway for a long time. The reason I'm over here at Mom's, is because of my right shoulder. I was still doing my transfers in and out of bed. It's got a little tricky. Like I can get out of bed, begin back in bed. I gotta put like a lot of weight on the right shoulder, and that was messing with me. Like I just couldn't do it. I couldn't put weight on the right shoulder, so I was needing a tiny bit of help just getting back in bed. So I had to come over here and get help from the family. Had to lean on the family. So anyway, I've been training over here, and for the longest time I have just been stuck in this driveway. I guess going back, I'm about 2.5 months now. I'm not exactly sure. But the other day, I was able to escape from the driveway, and actually started going out into the street. Yeah, well, I guess it was the last two videos I made. I did that. Uh, the thing is, yeah, both times it was pretty dang hot. So, and the one time, the first time I did it, it wasn't until the very end of my training session. It was like I was out here just wasn't even intending on doing it. As a matter of fact, I was just out training. I mean, that was one of my immediate goals, was to eventually start going out and training in the street, but I just wasn't really intending it that day. I just came out, started training and going up and down the driveway, and then I don't know, my shoulder was just feeling really good, so I was like, let's give it a shot. And so I just went out in the street, and yeah, my problem was going over that curb, not going over the curb, leaving the driveway, but getting back in the driveway. And it kind of bothered my shoulder, but last two times I tried it, wasn't too bad. So anyway, so what I did the other day was, so I go down right there. Well, I'll end up going out there, and then I went down the street, down Driftwood, turned left up there on Lemonwood. Went down the street a little way, but I tell you, like I said, it was so hot that I just didn't want to stray too far from home, and because I have a nice ice cold water supply here, and because of my disability, spinal cord injury, I kind of have problems with my body's thermostat, so I have trouble with heat regulation because it like broke my body's thermostat, so I don't sweat when I'm supposed to, so it's just like the heat just kind of makes my body temperature skyrocket. So so if I had some ice cold water though, especially on a summer day, that helps out a lot, because then I just pour that on my head and it cools my body right down. Okay, so today what I planned to do though was to go ahead and I'm still warming up though. It's just my right shoulder is still it's a little stiff and sore this morning. So one thing I learned, if I just go, sometimes, especially since I've gotten older, man, it takes like sometimes it can take like a good 50 minutes. Sometimes almost an hour. Like add an hour, I'll notice that I just feel really good. Then it's like I'm nice and warmed up. I mean, if I just go nice and slow and easy on like flat pavement. Anyway, what I was planning on doing today, I keep digressing, was I was gonna go down the street there, turn left on Lemonwood, maybe go down there a bit further than I went the other day. Like I said, I just cut it short because it was too dang hot. And then I turned around and came back. So today I was pretty much planning to do the same thing, except I was also planning on then perhaps turning right down that street, down on Birchwood Drive, and then going down that way a bit, and then coming back. So we'll see. I'm gonna still keep trying to warm up here. Oh yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, I forgot. I forgot about the big climax of the keto diet story. I remember I was saying that I got down to my 170s, and I just kind of thought, oh well, that's as good as I was gonna get. But like I said, so then I started growing muscle, and I started getting a lot more energy, and I was taking iodine supplements, and I think I got sick a couple times too, but just because I had bad kidneys, and that kind of kicked my system into getting what's that disease called? Hyperthyroidism. Yeah, it was kind of wild. It was actually kind of had issues with it in the past. It's not a horrible thing to have, really. It's when I mean, you gotta watch it, but your metabolism sort of goes into overdrive, and you could still like eat a lot more, but your metabolism is just so high that you still, like me, I ended up losing, yeah, it was crazy. I ended up losing a bunch more weight after I started eating carbs. That's the weird kicker of the whole story. I started eating carbs again, and then yeah, but then the weight I lost was just like amazing. It was like overnight. I went from like the 170s. I guess I was about 176, and just like within a couple months, man, I went from 176 down to 130, and so all together, I mean, so that's 176. But that was just like in a couple months. I shit you not, maybe 3 months tops. But yeah, I guess like I said, I started introducing those carbs into my diet, and like I said, I think the reason I know it was hyperthyroidism, and it was because you know, I had to back off of it a little bit. The iodine. I mean, it didn't cause any permanent damage. The reason I knew it was hyperthyroidism is because when you have that, it causes a pain in your Adam's apple. And that's right where your thyroid gland is. So it feels like you have this really bad sore throat. Uh, Only it's especially when you swallow, but it's not like a sore throat like when you have a cold. It's like a sharp pain, and so that's what was about really worrying me. I was like, what is this? It was like I noticed like whenever it just kept getting worse and worse, and I noticed it was like every time I'd swallow, I'd get this sharp pain on my Adam's apple, and so I just looked it up on the internet, and yeah, that was like a major symptom of hyperthyroidism. And then I started looking at the other symptoms where it's like your metabolism goes into overdrive. That was a check. And you start losing tons of weight no matter how much you eat. And that was a check. And which, at first, it was awesome. At first, especially for training purposes, because it was making my training so much easier, man. When I was losing that weight, being able to push myself around in the chair got to be so much easier. I was able to go up hills that I wasn't able to go up in years, like over a decade, really, like 14 years, I think. But but my point being, I got to the point where I started like losing strength, energy, muscle mass, and I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know if I was getting sick or what, and it was just, I don't know, I guess I had manorexia, in a way. I was just really getting to really, well, my diet was still, I was used to having a low metabolism, so I wouldn't eat that much, so any picture, but you guys get the idea. So that was, yeah, a huge part of that story. I forgot to tell you guys, and but so now I guess let's see. They weighed. I was 130. Thing that's kind of messed up about that, I really don't know how much I weigh when I'm not. They have to weigh me when I'm in the hospital because just being in this wheelchair, I can't really get on like a scale at home. But they weighed me at 130, I guess. I don't know, about 3 months ago, I guess, something like that. 2 to 3 months ago. And so I know I've gained, I think, I'm guessing here, hello, I'm guessing here, I think I gained probably about 15 pounds, and not a lot of that is muscle. I gained some muscle, but I know it wasn't no 15 pounds. I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be self-critical. Maybe I'm about 10 pounds heavier now, I think, especially since I've been out here training. But I think now I'm probably at about 140. I would imagine. I think. Kind of went crazy on my diet when I first got back home, knowing that I was 130 and that I was actually free to basically eat whatever I wanted. Just trying to gain some weight. 130 is pretty scary for me. That's the lightest I've been since definitely my whole adult life, but even my teen life. I was kind of a strapping lad as a kid, but so not real big, but I guess throughout my teens, through a large portion of that, I was probably averaged out at about 180 or something like that, 170, 180, and I was in pretty good shape though. I was a pretty athletic dude. So that's one thing I'm pretty grateful to my parents about was it got me involved in organized sports, which it was a pretty good outlet for me. I mean, I was pretty much of a punk criminal as a kid, but that was one of the few things that kind of kept me grounded, kept me out of trouble somewhat. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've been out here warming up for quite a while. I mean, it's been over an hour, but things, I don't know, I seem to be feeling better. I had that banana, so maybe it was that, maybe it's because the potassium in the banana, maybe it just took it that long for that banana to kick in. I don't know, but feeling better right now, so I'm feeling ballsy feel like I'm gonna at least go out in the street, and then I'll see what I'll do from there. Just I've been training for so long already, but the weather's perfect though. I mean, very hazy out, like maybe borderline overcast. It's cloudy, I guess, but temperature's fabulous. Guess it's about 70. I don't know. All right. Here we go. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I don't think it would be very wise to keep training too much on this shoulder. Yeah, I think that was probably a good call going back. I didn't realize how much I kind of wore myself out with that initial workout, because it might be a little deceiving for looking at the time on the video though, because I hit pause a handful of times in that video, and in which I did a fair amount of training. So there's a fair amount of training I did off camera, so I guess I just kind of tuckered myself out. I got to the point where the pain went away in that shoulder. I guess somewhat from endorphins, but when I tried to push it and go extend out to the neighborhood again, turns out I think I was pretty beat. So anyway, at least I did that. I'm thinking it might be a good idea to, even on days when I'm super pooped out or tired, to at least try to go up over that curb, just to get used to going over the curb. It's a little tricky. Alright, well, so ladies and gentlemen, this is that magical time of the show. It's time for us to part ways. So until our paths cross again, happy trails, everybody.